Bundys Garage, Bundy here. I'm with my good buddy Darren. He's the owner of Direct Truck and Diesel Repair in San Bernardino, California. He's owned this business. How long have you had this business?
22, 23 years. 22,
okay.
23.
Okay. So I just wanted to sit down with him, ask him a couple questions about the industry. What do you think about Harbor Freight?
I will tell you this, I think they're junk tools. We buy them, like when we buy something, we're thinking this is a one-time use, like we're gonna use it for this one thing that we need, and if it breaks, it breaks, and if we can keep using it, good for us. But there's a press that's sitting right behind you that we bought from Harbor Freight at least 15 years ago, hydraulic press. It leaks a little bit, but it still works. We still use it. So, being me saying what I'm saying, that may not be right, because that Harbor Freight press, still working.
You put some ATS, what is it, ATS 25 or something like that? I'll put a link, but it's supposed to basically swells the seals inside there so it stops leaking.
I don't know, but I mean, it doesn't leak bad enough. We've never even had to put fluid in it. And when I say it leaks, it's just a little bit wet around it, but we've never had to add fluid to it or anything. It still works, and I even let somebody use it one time. We had no idea what they were doing. They almost broke the thing, putting too much pressure on it, and they didn't know what they were doing, and they bent the lower cross member, but we were able to weld it and straighten it back up. But we still have it, and when you think about what a Lincoln one or another one would cost, you're talking a couple $1,000s, and I think that one cost us back then like, $200. So there are certain things at Harbor Freight, it's worth it. I mean, if you use those huge sockets and you only use them once in a while and you can't afford, $1,000 for a set of big sockets.
The big impact ones.
Well, not even that. Just like say like a 2.5 inch, 3 inch socket, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you're gonna use once in a while, because I mean, the bolts in the truck, we're not gonna run into that, but you do. You can buy those cheap ones at Harbor Freight. If you break a socket, you break a socket, but they hardly ever break because you don't use them all the time. You're not putting them on an impact. So stuff like that, I think Harbor Freight definitely has its place. There are definitely things you can buy over there that work. That press is 10 or 15 years old. It's still working.
I got a buddy who hates Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Hates it. He's like, I'm not buying anything from Harbor Freight. Well, dude, you're going to spend all your money on Snap-on tools. It's like, really?
Right, but some people are snobs. Like, I got a really cool Snap-on jacket, right? Yeah. And it looks cool. I don't think a Harbor Freight jacket would look cool. Do you know what I mean? Like mine says Snap-on across the back, it's embroidered. It says like 1932 or whatever day Snap-on started. It's in the old script that they used to write it in. It doesn't have the wrench. It's a really cool jacket. You could give me the coolest Harbor Freight jacket and it still wouldn't be that cool, right?
Harbor Freight from Japan, from China for the last 20 years.
Right. So, but I think they both have their place. But if I could afford it, I mean, pretty much all the tools in my toolbox are Snap-on tools.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better. But here's what I say all the time. It's like Harley Davidson, right? It's an okay motorcycle, but you'll never pay more, right? Snap-on tools are the same time. It's a good tool, but you'll never pay more. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no way to pay more than that. So if you're, if that's your deal, then
that's it.
Then
you're gonna pay that much money.
But it is cool if your box says Snap-on and all your stuff matches, and like this is the roll card I got.
Yeah, but I've seen guys where they'll buy a Harbor Freight box, go to eBay, buy the Snap-on sticker, like obviously the plastic one that sticks out a little bit, peel the Harbor Freight off and just slap that one on.
Well, I will tell you, like one of the guys, he went over to Harbor Freight and bought a little roll cart or a little rollaway. He's been using it for 2 years, no problem. It depends on how you're going to take care of it. Like the Snap-on box are going to have those huge casters. Yeah, you can roll them across a parking lot, no problem. But if you have like even one of these carts, I know it's a name brand, but the casters are bad on it. If you roll it and hit some cracks in the concrete or roll it across the yard to go to another bay, the casters will bend. But if it's your box and you paid for it, you don't slam the drawers, why wouldn't they last for, you know what I mean? I just think you can be more hard on something on one of these and you might get a little bit better wear.
Is this your box?
That one's mine. So the wear and tear on it has been like with those casters right there. I mean, that thing weighs so much, but once you get it moving, it'll just roll across the parking lot.
Is this one yours?
That one's Jimmy's right there.
Is this?
And that's Jimmy's, and then like I got a Snap-on roll cart over there. So yeah, kind of like being, when you got to have that name brand. Snap-on for me is that name brand, like Best Tools, but I'm not saying they're the best. A lot of these guys buy Cornwell tools. He comes by and they're like, look, this is just as good as theirs. And I'm like, you look at it here, yeah, it is, but then I go, let me see the ratchet. Or, different things, I'm like, that's not as good. But it's just a feel thing. Like I said, like the Snap-on ratchet to me is still the best. And I don't buy the other tools when it comes to that, so I don't know. I just love the fact that when you're an idiot like me and you're like, is it on or off? I can look at the Snap-on ratchet, says on, off.
Is all your stuff Snap-on?
Almost all of it. Almost in my
So you're a Snap-on snob?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the beer snob. You know what I mean? The guy's like, hey, a guy comes over to my house. He said, hey, I said, you want a beer? I don't even drink anymore, but I have beer for my friends. And I said, you want a beer? And he's like, yeah, what do you got? I said, I don't know. I think there's Corona or Bud Light in there, or Coors Light or something. He goes, oh, no, I don't want. No, I'm good. I said, dude, you're such a snob. Like, you wanted a beer, but I don't have the right kind. So I guess maybe sometimes I can be a tool snob. You know what I mean? Like if I get like a Craftsman ratchet, I want to throw it across the. You know what I mean? When you keep trying to switch it, it gets stuck in between or whatever.
Just chuck it.
I do. I want to throw it or break it or smash it so I can never use it again.
Exactly. Well, I know you got to get out of here, Darren, and I appreciate your time. I really do. And we're gonna put this all together, guys. Darren, check out his website, or just Google him, Direct Truck. And thanks for watching, guys.